Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I'm your host for today's session, and I'm truly excited to welcome all of you to this important discussion. Today, we'll be exploring a topic that lies at the heart of learner diversity and student success, motivation and emotional well-being in online learning. As educators, we know that academic performance isn't driven by ability alone. A student's motivation level and emotional state play a significant role in how they engage with learning materials, interact with their peers and teachers, and persist through challenges, especially in an online environment where feelings of isolation, distraction, or lack of structure can often interfere. In this session, we'll unpack what motivation really means in the context of online learning, explore the emotional experiences students face, and discuss practical strategies to support and inspire them. Understanding these aspects helps us create more responsive, inclusive, and supportive digital learning spaces for all learners. To begin, I'll now pass things over to Mr. A, who will walk us through the foundational concepts of motivation and emotional well-being, and how these factors influence student learning and engagement both in virtual and blended classroom settings. Let's get started.
Thank you, Dr. Umi. Motivation and emotions are central to how students approach their learning. In fact, they are powerful drivers of behavior. Let's consider a Malaysian student. For instance, someone at a university who is intrinsically motivated to pursue a career in medicine. That inner drive fuels their persistence through long hours of study, even during the most challenging parts of their coursework. On the other hand, emotions are equally crucial. If a student feels anxious or stressed about an online exam, that emotional response can negatively impact their performance, even if they know the material well. This is why understanding both motivation and emotions is key for us as educators. Emotions play a critical role in learning. Let's talk about two kinds of emotions, positive and negative. Positive emotions like enjoyment during interactive activities or pride from achieving personal goals can enhance engagement. For instance, in a Malaysian classroom, an online debate session where students express pride in their research can lead to greater engagement and learning. On the other hand, negative emotions such as test anxiety can create obstacles. Think about how many students in Malaysia face exam stress during Sijil Tinggi Pelajaran Malaysia, STPM, or MUET exams. These negative emotions, if not addressed, can affect performance. The relationship between motivation, emotions, and engagement is undeniable. When students are motivated and they experience positive emotions, they are more likely to engage deeply in their studies. For example, a research found that students who were motivated and emotionally positive about online courses showed better engagement with discussion boards and achieved higher grades. In contrast, students who felt disconnected or unmotivated had lower participation rates, leading to poorer academic outcomes. Now that we've examined the significant impact of motivation and emotions on student learning and engagement, it's clear that these factors are not just nice to have. They are central to how students absorb, process, and retain knowledge, especially in online settings. Motivation influences the effort students put into their learning, while emotional well-being affects their confidence, focus, and willingness to participate. In online environments, students often face unique emotional challenges, from feeling isolated and overwhelmed to struggling with time management or staying connected to their peers and instructors. That's why it's essential for educators to adopt strategies that not only engage students cognitively, but also support them emotionally. In our next segment, we'll explore practical strategies that educators can use to create a motivating and emotionally supportive online learning space. These strategies include building a sense of community, using encouraging feedback, incorporating student choice, and integrating digital tools that promote engagement and well-being. So stay with us as we move forward and learn how to translate this understanding into action, creating online classrooms where students feel valued, supported, and inspired to succeed. Welcome back. In the previous video, we explored how motivation and emotions impact student learning and engagement. Now let's explore practical strategies to foster learners' motivation and support their emotional well-being, especially in online learning environments. The first strategy is to build a sense of belonging. When students feel connected to their peers and instructors, they are more likely to stay motivated. A practical example here is group-based projects or peer mentorship programs at universities where students support each other. This is crucial in an online context where physical isolation might otherwise cause students to disengage. According to Ryan and DC 2020, students who feel part of a learning community are more intrinsically motivated and demonstrate stronger academic outcomes. The second strategy is to offer autonomy and choice in assignments and learning activities. Research shows that when students are given a degree of control over their learning, their intrinsic motivation rises. For instance, during project-based learning in online settings, allowing students to select their project topics or presentation format can lead to more creative output and increased engagement. This can be seen in online programs at USM, where students choose research topics aligned with their interests, encouraging self-directed learning, Martin and Bolliger, 2018. Additionally, offering flexible deadlines or varied task formats can accommodate diverse learning preferences and personal circumstances, making the learning experience more inclusive. Such practices not only foster a sense of ownership, but also build students' confidence in managing their learning journey. The third strategy is emotion recognition. As educators, we need to acknowledge students' emotional states. For instance, educators can begin online sessions with emotional check-ins, simple polls or discussion prompts that ask students how they are feeling. This strategy helps to reduce feelings of isolation and stress, and it opens the door for students to feel supported. When emotions are managed well, students are more likely to engage fully in the course material. Pekrin et al. 2023. Beyond check-ins, educators can also monitor changes in student participation or tone in written responses as subtle indicators of emotional well-being. Proactively reaching out when a student seems disengaged can strengthen the educator-student relationship and promote a safe online environment. In the long term, consistent emotional recognition contributes to greater academic resilience and improved learning outcomes. The final strategy is clear and positive communication. Students need clear expectations to stay on track, and they thrive on positive reinforcement. An example is how their instructors provide detailed rubrics for assignments, alongside encouraging feedback that highlights strengths and areas for improvement. This type of feedback reduces anxiety and helps students understand where they stand, making them feel more competent and motivated. These strategies matter because motivation and emotional well-being are at the heart of effective learning, especially in online environments where students may feel disconnected or overwhelmed. These strategies are important because they help create a supportive and motivating online learning environment. By building a sense of belonging, offering autonomy, addressing emotions, and using clear, positive communication, educators can reduce student anxiety, increase engagement, and encourage active participation. Together, these approaches promote emotional well-being and sustain motivation, which are essential for successful online learning. To summarize, fostering motivation and supporting emotional well-being in online environments requires us to be proactive. Building connections, offering choices, recognizing and addressing emotions, and communicating clearly are all proven strategies that enhance learning and engagement. Let's keep these strategies in mind as we design our online courses. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Gerald, for these insightful strategies. And thank you all for being with us today. Let's continue creating engaging, supportive learning environments that inspire and motivate our students. Until next time, Assalamualaikum and goodbye. Check out these references.